Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little hat for little boys between 18 and 24 months. Now the stitch that I used is the moss stitch, which is the same stitch that I used to make this little jacket here for little boys. I made it to match, so if you want to see this tutorial, just click the little lamb down here next to my channel name and it'll take you to my main channel page. Now, like I said, the little jacket and the little hat are both made for little boys between 18 and 24 months, but they can both be easily made smaller or bigger. Just be sure to check out the information box below. Okay, so let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this medium number 4 yarn. This is the same yarn that I used to make the little sweater. I'm going to use in this blue color and gray as well. This is a medium number 4 yarn. Now here to begin, I have 7 chains into the second chain from the hook. Insert your hook and make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next, and so on. Here, this is all we're going to do. We're just making one single crochet on each one of the chains, so that when I finish this first row, I'm going to have 6 single crochets. Now I have 6 single crochets, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now chain 1, turn, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go through the back loop. So beginning into the first single crochet, insert your hook and make a single crochet. Again, insert your hook through the back loop and make a single crochet. This is how I'm going to make my brim. If you want to make it any other way, you can. Just make sure that you have the same number of rows or stitches as I do once this part here is finished. Now again, chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do this for, but continue watching. I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished making the brim. I did a total of 68 rows, and it's measuring about 16 inches, which is about 41 centimeters. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to join both ends. So we're going to insert our hook here into this first stitch, and we're going to grab this loop, bring it through the front, chain 1, now into the next stitch here and into the next single crochet here in the back, grab a loop and make a slip stitch. Into the next, grab a loop and make a slip stitch. This is how we're going to join both ends. And here's the last stitch. Perfect. And now we're joined, and this is what it looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make single crochets separated by one chain here along the top. So chain 1, now into this first row right here, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 row and into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 row and into the next, single crochet, chain 1, and so on. This is how we're going to continue for this first row. Skip 1 row and into the next, single crochet, chain 1. At the end of this first row, we're going to have 34 single crochets separated by one chain. I'll meet you at the end of this first row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we did single crochet, chain 1, and I have a total of 34 single crochets separated by one chain. And now to finish, we're going to go here to the side where we have this chain at the beginning and join with a slip stitch. And that's how we finish the first row with 34 single crochets. Now for the second row, I'm going to continue with this same color, but in the next row I'm going to change color. So if you're not changing color, this is all you're going to do. You're just going to go back to the last chain 1 space right here, grab a loop and make a single crochet. Now chain 1, and into each one of the chain 1 spaces you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into each one of the chain 1 spaces. This is how we're going to continue for the second row. So continue, and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 34 single crochets separated by one chain. Here at the end, make sure that you always make your chain at the end. And to finish each row, you're just going to go here to the side where we have the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now, this is how you would finish if you were to continue with the same color. You would just go back into the last chain one space, grab a loop and make your first single crochet, then chain one, and then single crochet chain one into each one of the chain one spaces from the previous row. That's only if you're not changing color. I'm going to change color here, so I'm going to make sure I have my last chain. I'm going to insert my hook into this first single crochet, and here I'm going to introduce this new color here. The way that I'm going to work this part here is I'm going to do 2 rows with gray and then 1 row in this blue color. So now grab a loop with this new color and close this slip stitch with the new color. Pull the gray here so that that stitch closes, and now with the new color you're just going to go back into that last chain one space and make your first single crochet. If you notice that this here opens, just close it back again by pulling onto this gray color and the blue, and that should help close. See? Perfect. And this is only here for this row that this is going to happen. So now we have our first single crochet. Now chain one, and into each one of these chain one spaces you're going to do a single crochet chain one, single crochet chain one. Continue for this third row and I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 34 single crochets. Now here at the end, remember to always chain one at the end, and to finish each row you're going to go on top of the first single crochet right here and join with the new color. Now if you're doing and just pull the blue here so that that stitch closes, and with the new color here go back into the last chain one space here and make your first single crochet, chain one, and then continue all around making single crochet chain one into each one of the chain one spaces from the previous row. And this is all we're going to do. Remember that at the end of every row, you're always going to have 34 single crochets separated by one chain. And to finish each row, you're going to do the same thing that I just showed you. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I did a total of 26 rows, so from here up to here there's 26 rows. Now I'm going to fold the brim, and like this, when I measure it with the brim folded, it's measuring about 16 centimeters, which is about 6.25 inches. Now for boys hat, I prefer to fold the brim like this, but if you want to just leave it like this without folding, just make sure that you have the same measurement, which is about 16 centimeters, which I think it should be like 4 rows less than what I have. So now what we're going to do here is I have joined with the new color to do this next row. So here I'm just going to go back in and make my first single crochet here like this. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to start to reduce. So inside each one of the chain one spaces, all you're going to do is a single crochet. Don't chain one, only single crochet like this. And this is going to reduce here at the top. We're still going to have 34 single crochets, but we're not going to have any chains in between. So continue like this for this row, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I finished this first row reduction. This is where we did 1 single crochet on each one of the chain one spaces, but we did not chain one in between. Now I have 34 single crochets here for this row. Now for the next row, I'm going to chain one, and into the next 2 stitches right here, I'm going to go in, grab a loop into the first one, into the next one, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. This is how we're going to decrease here. So into the next one, we're going to make just a normal single crochet. Into the next 2, work your decrease, grab a loop into the first, grab a loop into the second, close, and into the next, a normal single crochet. Again, into the next decrease, the next 2, grab a loop, 3 loops close, and into the next, just a normal single crochet. Continue like this all around, and I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row of reduction. I have a total of 22 stitches. Now to finish, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet. In this row, we're not going to reduce, we're just going to make 1 single crochet into each one of the stitches from the previous row, so that at the end of this third row, we have 22 stitches. Continue, and I will meet you at the end of this third row. I finished the third row. I have 22 single crochets. To finish, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row, chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet and a single crochet into the next. Now into the next 2, work a decrease, so insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Now into the next 2, make a single crochet on each, and then into the next 2, work a decrease. This is how we're going to continue for the rest of this row. You're just going to make 1 and 2 single crochets, and into the next 2, a decrease. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end of the fourth row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. I have 17 stitches all around. To finish, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fifth row, chain 1, and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next, and then into the next 2, work a reduction or a decrease. And then into the next 2, a single crochet into each one, and then a decrease into the next 2. Continue like this for this fifth row, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of this last row. I have 13 stitches all around. Now to finish, just go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now here, pull a loop like this and just tie a knot. Cut your yarn. I already cut mine, so here we're just going to pass this yarn through this needle, and we're going to weave this yarn around here. So we're going to go every other stitch, skip one, and then just go into the next, all around like this. Okay, perfect. So now just insert this through the inside. This is the right side. Just put it through the inside like this, and pull the yarn like this so that that hole closes, and now tie a knot. And our hat is done. Just going to cut this end here and show you what it looks like. And here's the top. That's what it looks like. Now I went ahead and did a pom-pom. Here it is. All you do after you make your pom-pom, I already have a tutorial in my channel on how you make your pom-poms. I'll leave the link to that down here in the information box. So here you just put it through one side. Just pick a spot. I'll do it here. Make sure you leave these this yarn here. It's the same one that you tie the pom-pom with. Leave it nice and long so that you put it through one side of the hat here at the very top. See, and then you go on the opposite side. And you can use a hook here to do this part. Just put this through there and pull it through, and then just tie it. I know many of you have asked me how to attach the pom-pom. Well, this is how I do it. Like this. And then just cut your yarn. I'll do that after, and here's the finished hat with a nice little pom-pom. Now this is the back. You can see where we're joining at the end of every row. I don't think it looks too bad there. And this is the front. So now I have a matching little hat for the little sweater that I showed you for the boys. This one here. If you want to see this tutorial, just click the little lamb down here next to my channel name and it'll take you to my main channel page. You'll find the tutorial there. Now this little jacket here is for little boys between 18 and 24 months, as well as the hat, but can easily be made smaller or bigger. In the information box of the little jacket, I show how to make it smaller or bigger. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.